Yo, what's up? It's your boy, back for another one. What are we going to talk about today? Because I always say there's 1,000 different things we could talk about, but today, we're going to talk about monkeypox for a little bit. Now, it's funny how all these outbreaks and plagues seem to keep happening. A disease that originated in Nigeria, transferred from rodents to other species. And it's not even that serious because its death rate is 0.1%. Most people recover from monkeypox. Now, symptoms of monkeypox include blisters, swollen lymph nodes, headache, chills, fever, backache, and muscle aches. What's interesting about this monkeypox strain is that it's sad to be able to spread through sexual contact, which would mean that the virus mutated. Now, there's only specific things that'll cause the virus to mutate. It occurs naturally over time as the virus builds up immunity as it seeks to survive. Because you got to remember, a virus feeds off its host, and the host often develops immunity to the virus, which causes the virus to mutate. It's like a biological game of tug of war. Now, to clearly understand what's going on, you have to go back and look at the plague from China. Now, the people that got the cure, the so-called cure of the plague from China, I would suspect would be the most susceptible of carrying monkeypox virus. And because of their weakened immune systems, they'll be the most likely to contract the virus. Now, what's also interesting about monkeypox is that the same people behind the plague from China seem to be funding this all the time. Now, I said before, just like the plague from China, viruses don't mutate like that. Now, sometimes they have smaller outbreaks as test runs before the bigger outbreaks, before the real plagues, because monkeypox ain't even really a big deal. It's just the media is going to hype it up to keep that level of fear, to remind you, so when the next plague comes around, it's still fresh in your head. Now, monkeypox ain't nothing new. It originated in Nigeria, came from Africa. Now, you got cases in the UK, in the US. I'm pretty sure there's cases everywhere. Now, it's interesting that some of these victims never traveled to Africa, but they still got monkeypox. Why is that? You gotta think about what's going on at the border, and also the migrant problem they have in the UK. Now, sometimes people's bodies build up immunity to viruses, and it's not really noticeable in them. But when they come unchecked across the border, then they start spreading it to other people. Now, there has been cases of diseases like smallpox. Now, it's interesting because monkeypox is from the same family as smallpox. Now, one question you gotta ask yourself. Late last year, the government bought up 13 million vials of a vaccine for monkeypox. Interesting, right? Coincidence? Well, once or twice is a coincidence. But when it's the same people that funded the plague from China, when it goes back to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, when it goes back to Dr. Doom and the CDC and the WHO, then you start to connect the dots. Then you start to see the bigger picture. And because these people aren't really using a new playbook, besides future events, which I have gotten into it. I'll get into more. You can expect them to repeat the same things over and over again, because as the saying goes, history does indeed repeat itself. Now, anybody have any doubts that we're living in a new world order right now? As everybody tears each other down and fights their fellow man and fellow woman, and have no smoke for the people burning the planet to the ground. But let me tell you a little bit about the open plans, as they say openly, that you can't call a conspiracy because it comes straight from the horse's mouth. Now, the plague from China, that wasn't the only thing they cooked up. Strengthening monkeypox viruses, that's not the only thing they cultured either. Let's talk about what? There was a lady out of China who they scrubbed all her social media in China and everything, but it was too late because the internet keeps a record. But she was one of the first ones, before the plague from China came, told us it was coming. So recently she told us about a hemorrhagic fever that is less detectable or more deadly from the same place where the plague from China came from. The same places. The reason I mentioned one country is because honestly, C-19 was a mixture of different labs across the world, including the United States. Sometimes you look back, you be like, Dad, what is really going on? How do we allow this? How do we allow things to get this far? But I'll tell you how. Because people ignored the truth. They ignored facts. They paid more attention to the creature and not the creator. They turned their backs on God. They didn't protect the children. They didn't insist on justice. Now, when I was saying it's the same old people, you gotta look at the head of the WHO, Tedros. What did he say? We're never going back to normal, he said. It's kind of funny how monkeypox is making the news when this country is set to vote other nations at the UN to hand over U.S. sovereignty to the UN and the WHO. That word is called distractions, and distractions are all around us. There was another distraction recently. Roe v. Wade, distracted from midterms, and a particular movie that came out that's doing pretty well at the box office about what happened in 2020 November. Now, you're either distracted or you're paying attention, and the news is in plain sight. Nothing they do should be a mystery because they do it out in the open. They game plan out of this. If you follow the money, you will find the same old people. You will find the Klaus Schwabs, Bill and Melinda Gates foundations, the Clinton foundations, Carnegie endowments, Rockefeller institutes, Bilderberg, Stavros, Club of Rome, Council on Foreign Relations, George and Alexander Soros. You can go on and on. Now, with a future plague, it's supposed to be the final downfall of America. Civil unrest, but unlike this country has ever seen before. You gotta think about, we're a gun-happy country. If the power is out, there's no food, what's gonna happen with all these weapons? Something for people to think about. That's all I got. Catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.